Hello everyone, this is Lolly. I am here to work on my April paper clips for the 12 paper clips of 2019 challenge in the paperclip art group. Now I am behind and I know it. In April we have two different themes you could choose from. I'm going to do the one for animal that I do not own, which is really easy because right now I don't own any animals. So I was at Michael's and saw these adorable craft sticks, or we would call them tongue depressors or popsicle sticks, but look at that shape. So, and these are with the children's crafts. Here's a typical popsicle stick. Look at that. It is so chunky and fun. I'm going to take a little bit of sandpaper to this and smooth it out a little bit because they are a little rough. But here's what I was thinking, that I would take one of these paper clips and adhere it on the back, and so it would be a hidden clip, and I could put the clip sticking out a little bit so that I could add a charm or a dangle. I could also use these, which are 3-inch clips, but you'll notice I'd have to stick it out pretty far, and that might be too much for me. I think that might be more than I want to do. Could also technically do this for paperclip charms where you just dangle charms off the both ends. So thinking about it, I think I might want to use this. I also do have these chunky clips that are in my shop, and if you'll look, they fit on there pretty well, but I want to be able to cover the back with paper, and I think it would be hard to get that to fit, so I think the skinnier clip might be better. I really would like to have a clip in between these two sizes, and I don't. This is like 1 1/4 inches, and this is 3 inches. That's a hard one. Boy, this is a tough. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with this one and see what I come up with. So I'm also thinking that for my animal, I want to do the llama, of course. So I thought I would stamp him out, color him, and fussy cut him out, and then put him on the front. But I think as a background, I would like to either paint these or put colored cardstock on there. So I think what I'll do is I will stamp him and color him first, because then that will give me an idea of what colors I want to use on these. So let me get some paper. And this is just the Nina Exact Bright White. I'm going to get the Simon Says stamp, black, intense black. Now I'm not even sure I've used this stamp before, so let's give her a whirl. Beautiful inking. Okay, so in our challenge, we do 2 of the clips. One is to keep and one is to swap. You can either do the challenge and just not participate in the swap, or if you are available in the group and you have started in the very beginning with the swap, with the challenge, and keep up with it, then you can participate in the swap, which we do every 6 months. So I want to find, and I'm going to work on using some of my older colors here, my old pencils, I mean. These ones aren't in great shape. I used to teach classes in my basement, and so these, oh my goodness, I had this one since I was a kid. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is use this color here just to give a little shading on this guy. Now you notice there are some white spaces here, like between the legs and right in there, that I'm not going to cut those out. So now that I have this, I think what I want to do is maybe use some turquoise cardstock as my base here. Here's my set of scraps. Okay, I want to pick one that kind of looks good with that color. That's the same color, so I'm going to need a couple pieces there. And then what I'm going to do is Mod Podge these onto the sticks. So let me get my Mod Podge out. I'm going to have to find my sandpaper because I will sand these off. You can put these on here, trace it, and cut it out, or you can put the paper on there and then sand off the excess, which is what I think I'm going to do. Many of you have asked why my Mod Podge is in a jar, and I just feel like it's easier for me to control it that way. The Mod Podge jar that I buy, it's in a really large tub, and it's just too big to get my brush down in there without getting this side of the brush all covered in Mod Podge. So this way I can put little bits in here at a time, and this is just to help it get a good airtight seal, because these jars, it's like a leftover food jar. It's not good enough to get an airtight seal. So we will let that dry, and I will find my sandpaper. Okay, so this has been setting, and I'm going to trim some of the paper off here, but I'm not going to get close to the paper clip. I'm just kind of getting this off so it won't be kind of clunky and in my way. I don't want to cut right up against, I said the paper clip. I don't want to cut right up against the wood because I don't want to damage my scissors. And if you have good paper cutting scissors, don't ruin them. Okay, then I'm just going to take some sandpaper, and this is, there we go. That's the strength of it right there, I guess. And just going to kind of pull down almost at a 90-degree angle here to sand that paper off. And eventually you'll see it just starts peeling off, like right there. See that? So all you have to do is go all the way around it, and I'm going to pause the video. Okay, so these are done, and just up close and sideways, I want to show you that you can do it at a 90-degree angle with the sandpaper and pull down. But if you put it at a slightly inclined angle like this and pull down, you'll get a little more of a distressed look around here, where you can almost see parts of the wood around there. And that gives it a whole nother look. So has a nice smooth feeling there with the cardstock on that. So what I think I will do is I want some cardstock to put on the back with this. So I will trace this around cardstock. And I have this from another project, so I'll lay this down there. And I'm going to cut inside of the lines that I just drew. Very good. Almost reminds me of a Band-Aid. I see I have a little bit, it's a little longer than I want it to be, so I'm going to trim the length. It's okay for it to be a little wider than you want, because by the time it kind of curves a little bit to go over the paper clip. Alrighty, so what we need is a permanent glue. I'm going to go ahead and use the Better Ultimate Adhesive. I will give you a link to the glue down below. And there is no top or bottom right now as far as how this is oriented, because it's all the same. So what I'm going to do is put the small loop, this is the small loop of the paper clip, up against the wood. And now is when I need to determine if I want any of it sticking up here to make a charm like that. And I think I will. But I'm looking at this and thinking it still looks a little long. So let me trim just a little bit more off the bottom here. I don't want it showing through on the other side. Okay, so this is what I want. So what I'm going to do is to apply this all over where that paper clip is going to go. And on the paper clip itself, and wait 30 seconds. And then you can use whatever glue you want for the rest of the paper. I think I'll use this turbo tacky glue here. I know my hand is in the way, I'm sorry. And I'm going to turn this over and put the paper clip onto the part of the glue that I already put on there, and then push all the way. I want to make sure that these sides are really adhered well to the wood, to the tongue depressor. I'm trying to get that paper, the tacky glue, to really hold there. And so what I can do is to go ahead and put binder clips on there. It's chilly in my basement right now, and so I'm wearing my fleece jacket. Okay, put that on there, and I will work on the other one. There we go. And then I don't want to disturb the paper clip for about 20 minutes. So let's do the next one. I have my paper clips in this. I want the little loop on the back of my decorative paper. And stick out a little bit, keep forgetting. The other thing I could do would be to put a little bit of this glue like on the paper right here before I slide the paper clip on. What you need is a permanent glue, and by permanent I mean not hot glue gun. And paper glue is not going to be really good for getting that paper clip to stay on either. And if you knew that you wanted to put like a jump ring right there, a split ring especially, you could put that on the paper clip before you put the paper clip onto this wood piece. So I don't need to keep these binder clips on there for very long. It's just until the tacky glue holds, but I do need to leave the paper clip alone for about 20 minutes. I'm just pushing the paper down in between the loops of the paper clip. Okay, we will come back and visit this again. Okay, so that is good and dry. And I was wrong, excuse me, when I said you need to let it set for 20 minutes. I really meant an hour. You should let it sit an hour before you mess with these paper clips. And they really have full permanency after 24 hours. But I think we're safe now to at least test it and see how well it clips on. And it does really well. So there we go. And now we know which way is right side up because of the loops there. I want to get these cuties on there. But I'm thinking I also need a little something more on the base there before I add him. I have some interesting trim here. It's awfully big, but I'm wondering if I could put it at the bottom here with this hanging down and put him up here maybe, but it seems to fit. So, I mean, the whole idea of what's going on there. So let me get this out. I'm going to be careful to, I want to see how much glue to add here. So I'm going to lay this right there. This is trim that I got at a thrift store. Putting my Fabri-Fix or Fabri-Tac on there. This end is taped, so I'm just going to put it right there without the taped end on there. Kind of eyeball it and center it and let that just set for a minute. I just think it kind of fits the whole theme of what I've got going on here. Again, I'm just kind of measuring to see how far up to put my glue. And now I don't need to waste so much. Just that the end on that one was taped. Probably what I should have done, I'm going to move this over a little bit because I think I'm going to have to maybe seal the ends somehow. I think I may have to trim it and then add like fray check or something on this woven part. This one should be well enough to trim. I'm not going to go around the edge. I'm going to go straight and just cut here and then let it fall off. That's pretty cute. So I will add the fray check and then I can put him on here. Oh, that's really cute. Put that on my finger and kind of pat that right along the very edge there and see if that won't stop that from fraying. And then once it's done, I will trim off the rest of these little danglies there. Okay, now I need to lift this up as it dries so it doesn't stick to my table. And I'm having another thought. I think I would like some kind of a gem like right in the middle of that woven piece. Okay, been looking through my stash of flat back resin pieces and I kind of like these oval crystals right there. Let me trim this off now. So I have these little gems right here that I think would be kind of cute right there. I also have this that a friend gave me, Eileen's Jeweled Embellishing Glue. Not sure. Yep, it's been opened. Permanently bonds hard to hold items such as plastic, metal, glass, beads, rhinestones, pearls, and sequins. Well, let's give it a shot, shall we? I'm always in the market for trying new glue. Oops, oh my goodness. Okay, so here's what we can do. Let's just scoop up all that extra. And use the tweezers to get that on there. Now, I guess another question is how long does it take to set, right? It comes out really fast, so heads up on this glue. Now, I realize that being a paper clip, that this will make it bumpy, and so will this, you know, as far as being in pages between, you know, in a book. I could also pop this up a little bit, but I'm really kind of afraid to, so I think, because I don't want to make it really that bulky, so I think I'm just going to glue him on here as he is. Very cute. Now, I'm going to let that set overnight, but you know, we could always make a little dangle for the top there. Let's do that. Okay, so I have these mini, they're called unicorn bubbles. They're in my shop. I think I might want to use those, but I'm not positive. And I have these, which I think will be perfect little tassels. They do have a gold top to them instead of silver, but that's okay. I'm going to mix it up today. I just think the colors are so perfect. And I really like these two because they are in the color of the little, I started to call it a serape, but the little canvas across his back. And I have these colored garment pins, so I might want to try a pink with the pink here. These are Paper Studio brands, so that means they're sold at Hobby Lobby. And what I do is I wait to see when their Paper Studio brand is 50% off, and that's when I pick one up. Let's see if I need that bubble on there or not. It might be too much. I might just want to do the little fringe there. Let's see. So there we go. Now, I realize it makes it kind of hard for it to sit down there well because just the way it's sitting on this. So I think what I need to do is put a jump ring on that. Another thing I thought about doing was dangling a chain from there because I think that would make it really work well to get this angled the right way. There we go. This just helps it to be a little more floppy when I hang this from there. There we go. Perfect. Still deciding about the bubble. I really like this, but I'm not sure if I like the unicorn bubble on there. I guess what I should do is try it without. Let's do one of these with the peachy color here. And one of these. Let's try one without to see what I think about not using the bubble on there. I love those unicorn bubbles, but is it too much is the question. I guess it all depends on what you want. I think I will put them on both of these, and then if my swap partner doesn't like the bubble, she can always take it off, right? Now, I'll give you a link down below to the colored gourd pins or garment pins that I got from Amazon, but I will tell you that the picture is not what they came as. The picture showed different ones. They were all pastels, I think, and they had white, and so what I received was something different. Okay, there they are, one with the pink and one with the coral, and I think they turned out really cute. Let's move this so we can see it against the white background here. There we go. How cute is that? I love the colors, and they're so perky, and of course I had to do the llama. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you look at the links down below, and I'll also give you a link down below to the group on Facebook where we're running this challenge. And it is just that, a challenge. You do not have to participate in a swap. There are some rules for the swap. It's every 6 months we do the swap.